Not a top picks video that I've done on LED torches and flashlights, so let's just dive straight in at the start, and I'm going to go with simple keychain lights, AAA battery size, and my pick for this would be the Olight i3E EOS. The reason for this is it's very affordable, it's very compact, fits on a keychain perfectly, and a pretty good output on this. The only downside for me would really be that there's just one power level on this torch. Apart from that, it's a pretty nice little keychain light. If you are looking for something a bit more advanced and will also take a lithium battery as well as have more power outputs and have a strobe mode, my choice on this would be the UltraTac K18. Very nice little compact torch. You've got that choice of lithium cell if you want to, although it doesn't last that long. You've got a nice design on the body with that side switch and a reversible clip. It's definitely one of the better AAA torches that I've used. Even though it's a bit more expensive, it's going to appeal to people that want something a bit more advanced. Next up, I have the compact pocket keychain light, but in the budget category with a built-in lithium ion battery for people that don't want to carry batteries around, just charge the one that's in the torch. And I found that the Astrolux K1 was a really good little offering, although it didn't have everything that I'd like in terms of the user interface. Really nice price on this and a very decent output from such a small torch. If you're looking for something a bit more premium, the obvious choice in this category for me is going to be the Nitecore tip. They have several versions of this. The most recent one has a clip which you can take off, reverse around and protect the buttons. That's probably the only disadvantage, is that you don't have that lockout when the clip is off. But in other areas they've got it pretty much right, Nitecore. Good user interface, nice spacing, good run times, and it's a good compromise between the battery capacity and the run times. There are a few offerings in this segment, but out of all of the ones that I'm looking at for value for money, I think the Zan Flare is probably the best that I've used. There are a couple of nice features on this, including the battery indicator, which you don't always get on these torches, particularly in the budget segment, and the F2 is quite a nice little model and very affordable, not the highest output. Also get a choice of cool or warm white tints, mode memory, a very decent budget AA torch. If you want to spend a bit more, a single cell AA or a 14500, I find that the S1A baton from Olight is probably the favourite single cell AA that I've used. You can also pick up special editions of this, possibly. I have a copper one that I'm showing you on screen. Good output. You've got the 14500 cell option, nice build quality with the magnetic base. Only thing I don't like is the fact you don't have a lockout on the side switch. For a budget 16340 light, I looked at a few of these, but I felt that the on the road M3 and U16, these two models were probably the best that I've looked at. You have the built-in charging on the U16, and they've also released an M3 Plus, I believe, which also has built-in charging. You also get a decent battery with these torches, and you have a choice of tints. Certainly worth a look if you want to keep the cost down on a compact pocket torch. Premium torch now, I would go with the Olight S1 Mini, and the reason for that is its super compact size. They made some nice changes to the design. You've got a double clip, you have an extra power level, and they also changed the body styling and knurling, very grippy. You've got a choice of a high color rendering index one, which isn't quite neutral white, but it is a bit easier on the eyes, and I just think they got the UI perfectly right on this. Micro USB on the battery, so you don't need another charger. Really nice little pocket torch and takes up no space at all. 18650, very popular size for lights, and for a budget offering I am going to go with the WowTac A1S. I'm not a fan of the name, but I do like the torch. I think it offers really good value for money. It's a very standard design, anti-roll body, good quality side switch, and decent build overall. I was quite impressed with this because at the price point you also get a high capacity 18650 cell, and you don't normally get that in budget offerings, and they did pretty good job apart from that SOS which is in the main user interface. Definitely recommended if you're looking for a budget 18650 light. And for the premium category, I personally prefer the Phoenix PD35 version 2. It's not the most powerful light by any means, but I just really like the feel of this in the hand. Excellent switches, they've almost got perfect feedback on them. I just enjoy using the light more than I do other torches, even though there's a couple of things that I don't like. Would like them to include a neutral white option and be able to base stand it. But what we have here is a really nice high quality light, and I like using it quite a lot. I'm going to throw in another category as a super budget for the 18650 and the Convoy C8 series, and there are quite a few of these around. You even have a programmable model if you're into tweaking the settings. You also have a very wide choice of emitters with this, so you can get longer range ones, and the cost is really low and you get quite a nice torch for the money. EDC covers a pretty wide range of torches, but out of every one that I've looked at, I think the Nitecore EC30, despite a few quirks, is a big improvement on the concept one, and you've got almost a perfect balance between a not too big torch and one that has good run times. Nitecore also beefed up the magnet on the base. That side switch design is also much improved. This is a torch that I carry around a lot and would definitely recommend. UI does take a bit of getting used to, but once you get past that, it's probably one of the best compact EDC torches that I've looked at. If you're looking for something that has a bit more range but is also very small in size, I thought the Nitecore MH23 was a really nice offering. Some nice design on this torch with that large side switch. You've got a reversible clip so you can position it head up or head down. That large two-stage switch also helps with the user interface, makes it a bit easier compared to some of the other Nitecores that I've used, and I think it's a very nice torch. Not perfect, the charging speeds are on the slow side. Range on this one hits almost 300 meters, so very satisfactory for such a compact sized torch. If you need something which hits a bit further in range, for my budget long range thrower, I'm going to go with the U-Torch 2, but the price is right on this and I've seen some really good deals on this torch. Plus the major thing for me is you can fit a 26650 cell in, or use a supplied adapter and run it off an 18650 battery if you want. So you have choice of two power sources, fast charging speeds of nearly 2 amps and a range of almost 700 meters. Plus you have a choice of neutral or cool white. This is an excellent torch if you want to keep the cost down and keep the quality up. For a more expensive offering, premium long range thrower, I looked at a few but felt that the Clarus XT32 was the one to go for, partly because of the triple switch design, which I did like. You also get a very nice bundle with this, including the holster. There isn't any in-torch charging, but I just like the user interface. It could also work very well as a hunting torch. You can get accessories for this and a weapon mount. I just think it was one of the better ones which I've used. You've got some of the traditional Clarus features like the 4-stage power level indicator, and the range can hit up to 1000 meters. Looked at a few tactical torches over the last couple of years, but I'll be dead honest, I personally preferred the XT11 GT more than any other torch that I've looked at. The recent Nitecore came close. You've got the accessories that you can get which are on screen. You can weapon mount this, get filters, so you could use it as a hunting light. They did add a camo version recently, so it's still for sale. I just preferred using this more than any other tactical torch that I've tried to date. My pick for the compact head torch category, I'm going to go with the one that I've been using, and that is the H1R Nova. Very nice, small light. They did make some improvements over the previous model. You also have a choice of cool or neutral white. It's small, it's light. The runtimes are reasonable on the lower to medium settings, and I just found the user interface very easy to get along with. A couple of small points: you have to use that custom cell for in-torch charging. Apart from that, I do like it quite a lot. A very handy light to have around. If you're looking for something with a bit more power, I did consider the H2R, but I felt that the Nitecore HC33 was a more interesting offering, partly because of the beam pattern on this. Majority of head torches I've looked at are quite floody and spread out. This just seemed to work better for the types of things I was using it for. It's handy to have that extra range. You can also use it as a torch with the clip and a strong magnetic base. A couple of downsides would be the UI would be the main one. It does take a while to get used to, but if you can deal with that, there's also a slight tint shift. It is a very solid head torch and a very good work torch as well. Next up, the high output category, so anything over 10,000 lumens, and my choice on this is going to be the Astrolux MF1, The reason for that is I just think it offers incredibly good value for such a high powered light. This one also has quite a nice range on it, a bit more than most torches in this category. A couple of downsides, but the only obvious one is that you're going to have to hunt out button top unprotected cells. You can get them, they're not particularly difficult to find, but it means you won't be able to use your normal cells. The protected ones are too long. Excellent output on this. You've got their breathing battery level indicator, also have a tripod mount, so very solid offering at a really good price, and I think this is the one to go for. A couple of other categories to cover now is a camping lantern or work light. These lights are really useful, not just for camping. Nightcall described the LA30 as a camping lantern, but I use it a lot as a work light, just taking it outside. If you need additional light, you can just hang it on something, the magnetic base, you can put it onto an object such as the bonnet under the car. The other thing that I like is that if you run out of power, you can just drop a couple of AA batteries in there, so you have a choice of two, the built-in or the AA. Very decent little light. Only niggle for me would be that I'd like an extra low mode. For those of you that are into your warmer tints, personally I found that the Phoenix FD45 had the nicest tint that I've used on a light. Might not have been the most popular light around, but I do like the focus or the zoom mechanism. This one actually is good. It doesn't have any weird artifacts, so it can be very useful to go from a very floody beam to a tighter hotspot, gives you a bit more range. If Phoenix made a 21700 version of this, I think it would be a really good product. A couple of others worth a mention: the Olight M2 Arwoya, very popular torch. I just wish that it had a bit more range. They went with a textured reflector and probably would have changed that. There are a lot of lights out there, and there are many that I haven't used. This list represents the ones that I've enjoyed using the most over the last couple of years. But if you've got any thoughts on lights that you've tried or used or bought yourself and you think other people should check them out, then do drop a comment below, and thanks for watching the video.